All right, welcome. So, you've ever been curious about coding, right? But maybe it feels a little intimidating, like some kind of secret language for geniuses? Well, I want you to just throw that idea out. Think of this as the start of an adventure, a quest even. And today, we're gearing you up for your very first one, an introduction to Python.
I mean, think about it for a second. That music app you use every day, your social media feed, the map that keeps you from getting lost, they're all powered by code. These programs are literally woven into our lives now. Shopping, entertainment, you name it. And getting a peek behind the curtain is the very first step to being able to build these things yourself.
Because at its heart, that's all a computer program is. It's just a list of instructions. We're giving the computer a to-do list, and it just follows the steps, one after the other. A simple line like print good morning is just us telling the computer, hey, display this message. It's not magic, you know? It's just communication. And we're about to learn the language.
So, why even answer this call to adventure? Well, because learning to code is kind of like getting a superpower in today's world. And for this quest, our weapon of choice is going to be Python. It's one of the most popular languages out there for a reason. And trust me, it is absolutely perfect for beginners.
And this right here, this shows you exactly why. To get a computer to do the classic first program, just saying hello world, it can take 5 lines of pretty confusing-looking code in a language like Java. But in Python, it's one. Just one line. That means you spend way less time fighting with the rules and way more time actually building cool stuff.
All right, you ready? Let's learn our very first spell. Think of it like you're learning to talk to this super literal, super powerful machine. We just need to know the right words to say to get it to do what we want.
The first and maybe most important spell is the print function. This is basically the computer's voice. Whatever you put inside those parentheses and quotes, the computer will say it, right there on the screen. It's how you show information to whoever's using your program.
Now, one of the best parts about learning Python is you don't have to write this whole big program and then just hope it works. You can use what's called an interactive environment, just like this one, to test your code one line at a time. It makes learning feel more like a conversation, you know? You can just experiment and see what happens.
So, if printing is the computer's voice, then inputting is its ears. This little function tells the program to just pause and listen. It waits for the user to type something in and hit enter. This is how we get information from a person into our program.
Okay, so the computer hears something. Now, where does it put that info? It needs a place to store it so it can use it later. That's where variables come into play. A great way to think of them as like a magic pouch, or a bunch of labeled boxes, where you can stash things you're going to need later on in your quest.
It's really that simple. A variable is just a name we make up that points to a piece of information. So when we write name equals input, we're literally telling the computer, listen for what the user types, and whatever it is, stick it in a box and slap the label name on it. That way, anytime we need that info, we just call it by its name.
And just like your magic pouch can hold different kinds of treasure, variables can hold different types of information. The 3 big ones to start with are strings, which is just text, integers, which are just whole numbers, and floats, which are numbers with a decimal point. It's super important to know what kind of treasure you're dealing with.
Now, as you start out, you are absolutely 100% going to run into error messages. But don't think of them as monsters. Instead, I want you to think of them as friendly dragons. Yeah, they might look a little intimidating at first, but they're actually trying to help you. They point out exactly where you messed up so you can fix it.
So, for example, here's a super common one, a name error. The message looks all technical, but all that dragon is really telling you is, hey, you told me to use something called NAMI, but I've never heard of it. I can't find it in any of my boxes. It's just a little clue that, hey, you probably just made a typo.
And here are a few more of those friendly dragon messages. A name error is usually just a typo. A syntax error, you probably just forgot a quotation mark or a parentheses. An indentation error means you put a space where it doesn't belong. See, they're not failures. They're just signposts, helping you get back on the right path.
So, with just these basic tools, speaking to the machine, giving it a memory, and learning how to tame those errors, an entire world of possibilities just cracks wide open. The power of Python is absolutely immense, and you now have the keys to start exploring it all.
And you're not learning some obscure ancient language here.
Python is consistently one of the most popular and in-demand programming languages on the entire planet. I mean, look at this. Back in October 2021, it actually hit the #1 spot, which is a position that only 2 other languages had held for the last 20 years. That's a big deal.
And maybe the best part is, you're never alone on this quest. On the question and answer site Stack Overflow, Python is the language people ask about the most. That means there is a massive, active, and really supportive community out there that's ready to help you whenever you get stuck.
And the skills that you're starting to learn are the exact same ones used by some of the biggest names in tech and science. We're talking Google, Apple, NASA. Instagram runs on Python. Even Pixar uses it in their animation pipelines. Python is the engine behind so many things that shape our world.
So there you have it. You've taken your very first steps. You've learned the first spells. You've got your map. You've got your magic pouch. You've even met the friendly dragons. You now know the fundamental building blocks of programming. So the only question left is, what are you gonna build first?